Hello and welcome to the Kindred Essence Tarot and to my latest reading on what does your boss think of you? And since it's Halloween, I'm going to call it, what does your boss think of you? Do they think you're a trick or a treat? But this is good for any time, right? This reading is good for any time. But I just thought since it's Halloween, I thought I'd give that extra sort of Halloween-ish element just to be seasonal, if you will. So let's get started. Pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4. What does your boss think of you? Pile number 1. Oh, gold. Interesting. We've got gold here. What does your boss think about you? Let's see. King of Cups. So I'm hearing they think you're very valuable. Interesting. And then we've got gold, so that would make sense. The King of Cups. But let's see what else, because I'm feeling there might be a twist. Is there a twist? Let's see. 10 of Cups, which is you're very valuable. You're very expansive is the right word. And, okay, the star, I'll cover up the star right here. The star, it all seems pretty positive, actually. I'm hearing, though, with the 10 of Cups, because this could be about illusion. So your boss thinks that you sometimes lie about what you're feeling is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that your boss, and they don't think you're bad for that, but it's sort of like, yeah, it feels like they feel that you may need some sort of emotional consolation, because they may feel that you console other people and that you show love to other people. So it's interesting. King of Cups is about expansive emotion and love. So they feel like they just have, it feels actually this pile, it's kind of, it feels simple. They almost feel that you're a slave and to a system you should, it's almost like they feel like you're a slave to a system that you shouldn't be in. They feel maybe that you shouldn't be working at this workplace, but not because they don't want you there, but because they feel that like you could be somewhere else where you're more valuable, and they wonder if you're bored. They wonder if you're a slave boredom, because they seem to think very highly of you, and you may enjoy your job very much, right? You may or you may not, but it's sort of like they think that you're almost, they fear that you'll be like, it's almost like they're having this distorted thinking about you, where they think that you're bored or that you're gonna go somewhere else, and maybe that's true, maybe it's not, but it's sort of like, it's like they're parlaying onto you this sense of worry, this sense of, like, could pile number 1, could they maybe be too bored here? It's almost like they're overly concerned about you and your emotional well-being, because they see you as an emotional person. They're just like, even if you're not an emotional person, you just may show a love and compassion to other people, but you may not. Or you may, so slave, boredom, destroy. Interesting. Share. Destroy. That's interesting. Okay, what I'm getting for that is they almost fear that you're, and this is, I'm not saying this is like true, but it's almost like they feel like you're a delicate flower and someone's going to take advantage of you in some way, or steal something from you or something. And I don't know. Like, this is I'm not saying this is true, but they're gonna say they kind of they may be putting something on you that's not necessarily about you, something about you that's not necessarily who you are, but they're putting it on you nonetheless. Like, it's almost like, okay, they almost feel, okay, what I'm hearing is they may feel that the toxic work environment towards you may be deleterious towards you. So, like, it may be, they fear the effect of this, this sort of environment on you, and it's very weird. It's kind of an odd energy. I never really picked this up for a boss, what they think about you reading before, but it's sort of like, it's like I'm hearing this person your boss may have had some trauma in their life. Like, so they're almost fearful of people dying or going away. They may have been abandoned, I'm hearing, in some way. So it's like they have this weird trauma response that they're putting on you. They almost feel a little bit fixated on you. And it's like, it could be in a loving way, but it doesn't feel like it's mostly that. It could be in some cases, but like, it's sort of like they just, like they may have lost somebody, and they're concerned that it's like they're prelaying all these concerns on you that may be 80% false. Like waiting, conversation. They may like to have conversations with you, and you don't know why. They may almost single you out in a weird way. And it may make you a little bit uncomfortable, but it's sort of like they have this weird, I'm just sensing a lot of projection and transference with this person that they're putting onto you. I'm not saying that any of these things are true or they aren't true, but it's sort of like it's like they've had this issue with somebody that they're putting on you that may or may not have anything to do with you. Very weird energy. It feels like this person feels like they kind of may need some help. King of Swords. And they may think that they have to, it's almost like they have this weird energy that they feel they have to, you may be annoyed by this person, I'm hearing, because they may need to micromanage you because they have this weird concern and projection that they're putting on you. So you may be annoyed at this person. And they just know that I think this person kind of has some really screwy perceptions. Like, and it's nothing to do with you, but I'm hearing just kind of try and ignore this person if you can. Like they feel kind of weird. I just keep finding the word weird, and just like they're putting something on you that doesn't have to do with you, and they kind of start to micromanage you because of that. It's like they're being run by this psychological weirdness that they don't even understand, and it may be annoying to you, but just kind of put a boundary between you and this person, and just sort of maybe energetically kind of get them to back off a little bit, because they feel really weird, actually. Interesting. But in most cases they value you, but they think that the world is gonna like take from you what's valuable, or maybe take you to another company because you're valuable. So maybe they want you there, but they don't want you there because maybe they feel like you shouldn't be there, but they want to control you. But they want you there, but they feel that maybe it's just this weird mash of conflicted energy that they're putting on you that may or may be a lot of projection on their part. So that's pile number 1. Pile number 2, what does your boss think about you? Pile number 2. Knight of Wands, defensive is what I'm hearing. 8 of Wands. They feel that you have a lot of pent-up energy, and yet you're kind of defensive and have a lot of energy, and that you're very focused too. They may think that you're the kind of person who, and I'm not saying this is true, like a really high-powered person that like has fun on the weekend and has a jet-setting lifestyle. But this may not be the truth. But Page of Cups, like, and then we've got that, which is kind of a contrast to that energy. Interesting. But they think you're very laser focused. That's what I say. Because if you look at this stone, it's very laser focused, and we've got 8 of Wands is focused. So kind of defensive. They think you're kind of strong and yet focused. And like you don't want small, I'm hearing they feel like you don't want small talk with them. They think you've got different sides, though. They think that you've got like kind of a party side, and perhaps, and they're not sure about this, they think that you have an emotional side, but they're not sure about this. They're not really sure about they're kind of this sense of unsurety about not knowing, okay, what emotions you have inside of you. But they think you're not the type who just, and that's kind of, what I'm hearing, that's kind of appropriate. A little bit of defensive,ness is kind of is appropriate in the workplace, because it's not always how shall we say, a safe environment, to say the least. So it's sort of like they're like, yeah, let's get some more cards here. They think you're defensive, but not necessarily in a bad way. Weary. They may think that they may be weary, I'm hearing, of everybody and everything. And they may think you're a little bit defensive and weary too. Like you're basically, but I'm hearing that they think that you're very laser focused, like very focused, almost like an ADD and yet focused energy. Like you're very pointed. It's almost like they need to direct you on something, but when they do, you'll go really resent. Interesting. Weary and resent. They may They may resent you. Oh, interesting. I'm getting another. They may be weary of work and may resent you too because you're not. You're kind of like because you don't give them what they need all the time. Is what I'm hearing. So they think you're defensive. The Nine of Wands. That's what I think of this card. It's kind of defensive, right? And then you kind of you go away. I'm hearing something else too. Like you're not super social. It's almost like they feel jealous in some way. Like that's weird. They feel like you're social with other people, but you're not social with the workplace. Like they want you to almost be social with them and the people at the workplace, or they feel like you're being social with people in the workplace, but not the right people or not with them. And they feel almost like this is some type of way about it, sort of, but not always. It's kind of like, but I'm hearing that you just have good boundaries in the workplace, right? Like I said, workplace is going to be, and then erotic too. Interesting. That's interesting. So they may and I'm not saying, I'm hearing this is like 15% of the cases, they may have, shall we say, a particular type of thought about you in some cases, but I get 15% of the time. But it's like they've some cases they like you, in some cases they're kind of resentful because you're not hanging out with them or the people at work. Or it's like this weird jealousy where like you're like hanging out with the wrong people or other people outside of work, but not the people that they want you to hang out with them or not them. That's very strange. I'm kind of getting, I didn't get any male, or I didn't get any, but I'm kind of getting a male energy coming through. But it doesn't always, like, I'm hearing like 75% male, 75, even 80 something percent male. But it's sort of like, I get this stern person who kind of seems okay, but you're like, I don't know if this person okay. And this person may feel that you're a loner when you shouldn't be, but you're just keeping your good boundaries alone. It's like, it's almost like they feel angry because you don't give them any information or energy. Like, danger. And it's sort of like they feel like you're a danger. You could be a danger because you're not telling them everything. But are you really a danger? No, you're not. You're just keeping good boundaries. Embarrassed. Like, what I'm hearing for embarrassed is they kind of want dirt on you. They want dirt on you. They may even be searching you online or checking your Facebook. They may have added you to the Facebook or something. And they may want, like, it's kind of taking a weirder turn. At first it felt like okay, then it kind of took a little bit of a weird turn. There's some weird people that become bosses, let me tell you that. Attack. Embarrass, attack. They may have feel embarrassed because you somehow, you may have put boundaries with this person. They may have stepped over boundaries. And I keep on getting a male figure, but it could be a female too. But it's almost like you put up boundaries and you weren't mean or anything, but stupid. And they feel stupid because you kind of make them feel stupid for some reason. But I keep on getting boundaries, stupid and hate. Interesting. So in some cases they dislike you and are looking for you to mess up, but I'm hearing that may be like 20% of 25%. And some, they're just a little shady and they're putting their shadiness on you type thing. But in some cases, I'm seeing this continuum where it's like on one end, they're kind of nefarious. But in other cases, they're just a little bit murky, if you will. But I'm hearing in some cases, they feel they admire your focus. Because they may not always be focused. They may even think that you'd be better at their job than they do. Yeah, they may even think that you're better. And then I've got boast after saying that. Interesting. So it's almost like they feel that, okay, this is what I'm hearing. They feel that you don't do things the way that they do. And they don't like that. Eliminate. They don't like that. They don't like that you're different from them. And they almost feel like, why don't you boast more? Interesting. Or why aren't you like them? Why don't you boast more about because they feel that in a lot of cases you're quite focused but they feel that you don't boast more or that you could climb the company ladder more. the Fool, but you may not be interested in doing that, like, because there's something, yeah, it's sort of like the Fool, the Fool, they feel, they don't know what you're doing in your spare time, and they really don't know. They're curious about you. I keep on getting they go online and they focus on you or something. All right, pawn number 3. What does your boss think about you? Let's see. Queen of Pentacles, Strength, and Ace of Cups. So I'm hearing that they feel that you're somebody who's strong. In general, they tend to be positive. I'm hearing in some cases they may be annoyed by you, but it's kind of like they're annoyed by everybody. They're kind of an annoyed person in some cases, your boss, but like they just, people who just get irritable with everybody. But in most cases, they think you're kind of a stable, strong, like, but kind of, it's almost like you take care of other people's emotions. Like you're strong, you keep your emotions back, you're even keeled, and you kind of maintain the equilibrium. So in most cases, they appreciate you. I'm hearing in some cases they're interesting. I'm hearing in some cases they're annoyed by you, but in most cases they're not. Why would they be annoyed by you? And it's not like, this is a collective reading. So embarrass and attack. That's interesting. That came up in another reading too. Embarrass and attack. So they may, I'm hearing that you called them, you're a strong person who won't be kowtowed. And you may have called them out, or they tried to pull one over on you, and you didn't put up with it. So they resent that. Boy, do I love this deck of cards. It's good. I use like about 3 different decks when I'm using it, just so I can use it to sort of confirm. But they resent you. In some cases, yeah, they really resent you because you challenge their authority with strength. Because that, like, if you look at the strength card, it's somebody trying to take they see you as a threat to their authority in some way. Like you threaten their authority in some cases, but and that's not going to apply for everybody, because for some it's just positive, but some you attack their ego, and they did not like that. They don't like that you attack their ego. Because a lot of times bosses, right, you probably know, like, there's some good bosses, but there's some bosses that have quite the ego, right? There's some, and this feels like that. But I'm hearing they resent that people like you. Because it's like they can't, you stand up. It's like, how there's people in the workplace that sort of, they go along to get along, whatever. They just want to get their paycheck. But when something's wrong, you stand up for it. But it's not in an obnoxious way. With a Queen of Pentacles, Strength, and Ace of Cups, that's a very good combination, right? It's like, and then we've got this stone too, which is pink, which is a nice heart-centered stone. We've got Ace of Cups, which is emotion and heart. So it's kind of a similar type of a stone. So they see you as being well-liked in a balancing factor in the workplace, like a balancing factor, someone who holds things together, someone who's even keeled, somebody who can even be relied upon. But they don't like that you don't kowtow to them. Interesting. Wow. Interesting. Power play. Wow. Didn't I say that? And this is why I love this deck. Power play. They feel there's a power play. They feel threatened by you in some cases. In some cases, they like you. They like like I say, you're even keeled, emotional, balancing, loving nature. But in other cases, they feel there's been a power play between, and you'll know if or actually I'm hearing you may not know. Interesting. In some cases you'll know. 50% you will. I was about to say you'll know, but I'm hearing in 50% of the cases you'll know. In 50% of the cases you don't know what you've done to. You may have challenged them in a meeting, but not in a way like. You may have just been acting like a normal person, and this person took it to heart. This boss figure was like, for example, you're in a meeting and maybe there's 8 people or something, and you're just like, oh, no, this is not going to work. And you said it in like a really nice way. You could have said it, for example, in a really nice way, but they're just like, they feel that you challenged their authority and maybe even made them feel embarrassed and stupid, and they took it as an attack, and they resent it, even though you didn't do anything, but they think you did. But yeah, I get this resentful, like, because you're kind of this well-liked, you know how there's people in the workplace that are just like, you kind of roll your eyes at them and people don't like them. I'm hearing you're the opposite of that. You're kind of emotional, even-keeled, listen to people's problems, you're well-liked. Like, that's what I hear, but they resent that because they see you as you usurp their power. And I'm hearing you may not, 50% of the time you'll know, 50% of the time you won't know. But maybe you'll know when you listen to this reading. But it's like you took their power away, and they don't appreciate it. And so they must have a very fragile ego if you did something normal, and if they took it to offense so much. Well, they have a pretty fragile ego. Interesting. So yeah. So just like kind of watch out for this person if you've offended them. But use your intuition. There's always a call. These readings are always a call for your intuition, to use your own intuition. They're a guideline for you to get in touch with your own intuition. Oh, wait, pile number 4. The Black Stone, 8 of Swords, 6 of Wands, and 3 of Wands. So I'm hearing that this person, they feel that you're trapped at the company and that maybe you're overqualified, either, I'd like to say, financially, emotionally, or in some way. You're over qualified, and they feel like this person feels that you're almost you're wise, you're very wise, but it's sort of like I keep on getting, yeah, like you're overqualified either emotionally or just your personality structure is above, I'm hearing a cut above the rest, and you're very victorious. So this person kind of expects you to maybe perhaps advance or even leave. They may feel that you're trapped in some way, and they feel that you don't really make enough, so you might be going somewhere else, is what I'm hearing. And this person either likes that, or this boss likes that, or they resent it. They almost like resent, like Old Woman in Death. It's like they almost feel like a competitive person who resents it when somebody has more options than them. It's like they're the type they can never have anyone be above them, is what I'm hearing. So they feel a little bit competitive with you. Let's see what else. Violate. So you may not like this boss because they may always violate and rival. They think you're almost a rival, just like I said before. So because they think you're a rival, they may really just be not that nice to you. But it's kind of because they're quite bitter. Like, in some cases they may admire you, but in some cases they may fear you. So it's like you may feel actually, what's the word, attacked by this boss. You may feel attacked. And I'm hearing it's because this person's, they're kind of bitter. They see you as a rival. They tend to see other people as a rival. Waiting. It's like almost they're bitter about their own life. Surprise. They just feel kind of like bitter and just, yeah. So they may not be the nicest person. And they may feel that you're, something about emotions, either your emotions are too much or too little. Like, it's like they judge you for something. But it's like, it's weird because they also admire you as well, too. Like, they admire your independence. They admire your strength, but they also dislike you and think you're a rival. So it's like a split energy type thing. But yeah, it's like either they think you're too emotional, or they think that you hold in your emotions and they wish that they had something. If it's the opposite where you hold in your emotions, it's like they almost feel that they had something to feed on. You don't give anything to feed on. And they think that you should have more money, or you have something about money rivaling your money. Like, maybe they think that, you have a lot of options and money outside of the workplace. And it's almost like they kind of, in some cases, they wish bad things upon you. But yet it's a mixture of, admiring you, but rivaling you and wishing bad things about you. And it's sort of like they'd like to know more information about you as well too. They want to know what makes you anxious, what makes you tick, so they can sort of resist you. Like it feels like this person, they want to resist you in some way, even though they admire you, and they kind of wish good for things for you, but they also wish bad things for you as well, if that makes sense. So it feels very split. It feels kind of murky. I'd probably maybe stay away from this person's energy a little bit, and maybe put an energetic protection, because this person, they feel kind of a little bit violating, like their energy, like their eyes are a little bit violating, and they may even have a dark evil spirit connected to them, like a dark presence or a dark evil spirit. It feels like a dark soul, this person, and not necessarily somebody you'd want to like get too cozy with, if you will. So that's what we've got for pile number 4. I hope you enjoyed all the readings. Have a terrific Halloween and a terrific day. Bye-bye.